Hi, this is George Goodnow, and I'm here at the 2013 Bio International Convention's Buzz Center. I'm joined today by Seth Ginsberg of the Global Healthy Living Foundation, and Seth's organization has started a new initiative known as Healthy Biologics. Is that right?
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program?
Great, sure. So first of all, it's good to be here, and goes without
Good to have you.
Yeah, this is our third bio, and they get better and better.
Good.
So looking forward to next year's already. But we're here and we're most excited to talk about a new initiative that we've rolled out literally 2 weeks ago called Healthy Biologics. And healthybiologics.org is our website. And the goal here with Healthy Biologics is to bring people together, patients and their families, who rely on and live with chronic diseases that are treated by biologics, to understand what biosimilars mean and the role biosimilars will play in the future and our subsequent access to care.
Okay, so about biosimilars, they are biological medicines that they represent or are similar to the innovative biologic medicine. And so tell me how biologic medicines benefit patients.
Excellent. So biologic medicines have literally changed the face of most chronic diseases, at least the community of patients that we represent with Global Healthy Living Foundation, and websites like creakyjoints.org for folks who have arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis, or redpatch.org for folks who have psoriasis or other dermatology issues. And the point is that when we got started 14 years ago, there weren't biologics. There were small molecule medicines like COX-2 inhibitors or non-steroidal anti-inflammatories that people took to manage their condition. Right. Well, fast forward 14 years, and in that block of time, the research and development has yielded much more complex treatments known as biologics, which are living organisms, living proteins, I should say, that effectively trick the body into thinking something that's not necessarily the case in order to stop progression of systemic autoimmune conditions like RA. So they're very complex in nature, obviously. These are medicines that you might take by an injection or through an infusion at your doctor's office or at a hospital or clinic, maybe weekly, monthly, or every couple of months. But the result is dramatic. And when we got started 14 years ago, we'd have events where people unfortunately would be in terrible shape. I mean, we'd have to clear out a lot of room on the side to the left and then to the right of the presenting area for folks in wheelchairs and folks with real limiting disabilities who had no mobility. And today, really, thanks mostly to innovation in medicine, that's not the case anymore.
That's fantastic.
I know, and we're the living proof of that, obviously, in our organization and the folks we represent, which is why this conversation about biosimilars and what's going to happen in the future as low-cost or lower-cost biologic medicines are available, because the patent exclusivity, the laws that govern how long an innovator product can remain exclusive, will eventually be upon us. They're here in the next couple of years, which is why, to kind of tie it all together, Healthy Biologics is such an important educational initiative to us so people understand what's coming. So folks who rely on these medicines, whose lives have fundamentally been changed, their whole family's lives have been changed because of these medicines, will now be able to embrace the future and what that holds both in the legislative realm, at a state level, meaning literally what your state legislature enacts in terms of laws governing how you can access this medicine, as well as kind of the basic information governing safety and efficacy and transparency and all of the things that we think are obviously very important, and we just want the communities that we represent to be aware of.
So the FDA is still considering or developing a pathway for the approval of biologic medicines.
Right.
And once that is approved, are there any other barriers to biologic, or rather biosimilar medicines coming to market? Yeah,
but let's take it step by step. What does it mean the FDA is currently evaluating its pathway for biosimilars? That basically means the FDA, the federal regulatory body, we all know the Food and Drug Administration, is still praying effectively over what it will mean for a biosimilar to prove that it's substitutable or that it's roughly equivalent enough that a doctor can either prescribe a biologic medicine or a biosimilar and they're treated effectively as equals. So let's assume that happens, because we think it will. We hope it will, as a matter of fact. So once the FDA rules that these medicines are interchangeable, then we have to think about what it means at the state level, state by state, for the laws that govern whether your doctor needs to be notified if a substitution occurs without you knowing, whether a record has to be kept that substitution occurred in the first place. Much like generic small molecules, when you get prescribed, for example, Mobic, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, your pharmacy benefit manager, your insurance company, you go to pick up the prescription and you're holding a bottle of generic meloxicam. Right.
So generic small molecules, you
small
actually
molecules.
mean traditional medicines.
Traditional, pills that we take. Right. I'm just using this as an example. That substitution occurs because the FDA said generic small molecules are the same or enough of the same as the innovator product, therefore it's cool, it's kosher to pass between the two. We have to make sure that what happens with biologics and biosimilars is held to a higher standard than even that when it comes to reporting and letting us know as patients, letting us know as doctors, and keeping a record of it.
Great.
It's super complicated, and we know this, and it's taken us years to get our heads around this. And we hope that healthybiologics.org is the website where all of this can be explained, but also, more importantly, people can learn about what they can do to be involved, how they can share their story. Because here's kind of the last point, and we could really talk about this forever.
All day.
I mean, and it's a subject that does require a long discussion. But the point that we need everybody to know is your story, your experiences, and your feelings about this subject as the person who requires these medicines, who is dependent on them, is most important in the conversation. And your state legislator, the state regulatory body, these folks need to hear from the patient, the community, who are impacted by these various levels of legislation and these complicated words like biosimilars and transparencies and things like that, because it's our lives on the line, and it's our experience that I think needs the most engagement by the community. So that's why we're proud that Healthy Biologics exists, and we hope that people check it out.
Fantastic. Thank you, Seth. Thanks for your time. It's always a pleasure to have you here at the 2013 Bio International Convention. And thank you for tuning in. And that's it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, George.
Bye-bye.
Go.